On December 26, British scholar Andreas Fulda discovered that Hua Chunying, assistant foreign minister and spokeswoman for China's foreign ministry, questioned the United States for not publishing pandemic data. Soon after, citizens quipped that Hua has kicked her own leg. Andreas Fulda is a political scientist at the UK's University of Nottingham. On November 26, he took a screenshot of the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokeswoman's post published on July 14, 2021, and posted it on his Twitter with the status, "Oh, the irony." At that time of posting, Hua Chunying questioned the U.S. as COVID infections spike in 41 U.S. states and Washington, D.C. over the past 2 weeks. Over 20 states have stopped daily updates on the epidemic. Why did the U.S. stop updating COVID data? What is it afraid of? Where is the transparency? What is the truth? After Fulda posted the related photo, netizens mocked Hua. Twitter user Ying quoted citizens' comments as follows: "Kick your own leg. How ridiculous. Let's see who is speaking the word transparency. I wonder how long can the CCP Wolf Warriors' habit of lying last?" Since the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, announced 10 new measures to optimize the pandemic on December 7th, the pandemic has broken out violently, and fever clinics and emergency rooms in hospitals across the city are overwhelmed. Funeral homes and crematoriums are struggling to cremate all the dead bodies. A few days ago, the China Health Commission meeting minutes were circulated on the internet showing that the number of new infections in China in one day, December 20th, was nearly 37 million, and it tends to increase daily. The number of infections from December 1st to December 20th reached 248 million people, accounting for 17.56% of the population. The Chinese Health and Medical Commission released a statement on December 25th that said, "From now on, daily pandemic information will no longer be published, and the Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention will only publish relevant pandemic information for reference and study." Hua Chunying often posts ridiculous things on Twitter, making netizens extremely angry. Taiwan CNA quoted citizens' criticism, "Hua Chunying, you are accused of serious violations of the law. Come to the Bureau of Beijing Police for immediate investigation and handling. And why are you allowed to freely use the internet while other Chinese aren't?" Hua Chunying boasted on Twitter that she sent her daughter to the U.S. to study, bought a house there for her, and told everyone Americans would envy the Chinese when they came to China. The Twitter account Financial Indifference reported that in May 2019, someone reported to the State Department that Hua had a property in the San Francisco Bay Area, California, USA. Then, Zhang Ji, head of the disciplinary inspection team of the Central Commission for Discipline Inspection at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, interviewed Hua. She explained that the property was purchased at the end of 2015 and was only used for research and housing for her daughter, Fan Hua. Son of Hope quoted citizens, "If living in China is so great, why did you send your daughter to the U.S.? Anti-Hua is acting again. Why do Chinese officials have to send their children to the U.S. if they don't give you visas? You behave so rudely. Madam Hua, please answer. Where is your daughter? China is so powerful. Why go to the U.S.? Every day you criticize the U.S., you have no shame. Hua Chunying, your daughter should be expelled from that country. Madam Hua, you sent your daughter to study in the U.S. and bought a luxury house in the San Francisco Bay Area. How do you explain that to the Chinese people? You slander the West, but send your daughter to the West to broaden her horizon?"
According to Bloomberg, Italian health authorities will begin testing all travelers arriving from China for COVID, after about half of the passengers on 2 flights departing from China to Milan tested positive for the virus. Italian Health Minister Orazio Schillaci said, "I have ordered mandatory COVID-19 antigenic swabs and related virus sequencing for all passengers coming from China and transiting through Italy." He noted that the measure was essential to ensure the surveillance and identification of any variants of the virus in order to protect the Italian population. The health ministry added that it would also conduct tests to see if these passengers have new COVID variants. If a new variant is found, Italy may impose stricter restrictions on travel from the country. Bloomberg reported that Italy's government plans to discuss the Milan passenger incident at a cabinet meeting on Wednesday, January 4th, when Orazio Schillaci may update information on the tests. Italy was one of the hardest hit European countries during the initial COVID outbreak in early 2020. In Germany and France, health officials are closely watching the situation. German Health Ministry spokesman Sebastian Gulde said, "We have no indication that a more dangerous mutation has developed in China that would give rise to a declaration of a virus variant area, which would result in corresponding travel restrictions." Italy is the latest country to impose restrictions for people traveling from China, after the Chinese regime lifted COVID-controlled measures earlier this month. Previously, the US and other countries have issued similar measures. The US Wednesday announced that it would impose mandatory COVID tests on travelers from China. Earlier, Japan required a negative COVID test for China's travelers upon arrival. while Malaysia imposed new tracking and surveillance measures.
夜班到现在大概过去8个多小时，现在是凌晨4点多，我一个人接诊了120多个病人。
面对中国急速升温的疫情，中国医护人员在第一线看到是，现在更明显的是重症增多。临床上看到很多患者在检查后发现严重肺部感染、呼吸衰竭，俗称白肺或大白肺。
重症的达到1/3以上，40多人，大白肺有10几20个。大白肺可不止全是老年人，20多岁、40多岁、60多岁的也有让我有点恐慌。医院里到底什么情况？
一般来说，正常的 CT 电脑断层检查，两边肺部的影像都会是黑色的。如果出现白色云雾状淡薄影，就是有发炎、病毒感染等病灶。网传影片，一名中文医生语重心长介绍不同年龄段患者的白肺状况。
这个是48岁的，两侧大白肺，前面这个黑的是正常的这两侧是大白肺。这是个65岁女性的双肺大白肺，重度感染。这个是个37岁女性，双肺这种单片状的磨玻璃影、网格影，感染的也很重如果阳了，再出现这种大白肺，就是病毒入侵了肺组织，造成了病毒性肺炎，从而出现低氧血症，是一个非常重的重症表现。
也有其他中国医生在社群媒体上指出，他28日的病患有一半都是大白肺。自由亚洲电台则采访到上海民众表示，现在白肺的年轻人非常多。
我已经听到2个朋友，一个83年，一个86年，脑干出血死掉了，而且白肺的年轻人非常多，不发烧，但是都是白肺。
由于目前 COVID-19 在各国主流的疫情 Omicron 变种病毒普遍被认为低毒性且不攻击下呼吸道及肺部，不少民众质疑 Delta 等高毒性的变种病毒在中国重新蔓延。中国卫健委官员焦雅辉27日在记者会辟谣，声称现在出现的白肺与原始毒株和疫苗接种没有关系，但普遍不被民众相信。新航亚太电视池千里、张瑞珍综合报道。
When the Chinese Communist Party CCP announced the relaxation of the zero-COVID pandemic control policy, the virus began to rage out of control. Then, on December 26th, the Chinese Health Commission issued a notice to change the name New Coronavirus Pneumonia to New Coronavirus Infection, deleting the word pneumonia. At the same time, from January 8th next year, the COVID pandemic will be downgraded from Category A to Category B and no longer be managed as an infectious disease. Shi Jinru, director of the Research Center for Emerging Viral Infection at Changguang University, Taiwan, told Sound of Hope if it is a Category A, it must require quarantine. Now the CCP can't do that anymore, so they downgraded it. Huang Limin, director of the Children's Hospital of National Taiwan University, believes that the CCP's pandemic prevention policy has changed from zero COVID to living with COVID. After promulgating 10 new measures to prevent the pandemic, the CCP was utterly caught up in the net, leading to severe outbreaks. Many people died, and overcrowded funeral homes were everywhere in China. Moreover, the symptoms of the current pandemic do not seem to be related to Omicron, which only attacks the respiratory tract. According to information on the media and internet, many infected people in China have white lung disease, similar to the symptoms of the Wuhan pneumonia virus at the beginning of the pandemic 3 years ago. However, this inference was quickly refuted by Chinese officials. The so-called white lung refers to when a patient with severe pneumonia has an X-ray, the lungs appear as a large white area while normally black, and the lungs have become severely inflamed, which is life-threatening. Shi Jinru said, the weakening of Omicron is due to 2 factors. First, the toxin of the virus has actually weakened, but it is still more serious than the flu. Second, due to some countries having a large number of infections or a high vaccination rate, the toxin of the virus will decrease. Obviously, the latter condition is not present in China, so Omicron will be more severe and dangerous in China than in any other countries. Huang Limin said that the appearance of the phenomenon shows that China's health system is not well prepared to deal with the pandemic. He added, our general principle is to treat the patient as soon as possible while the illness is mild so that the patient doesn't go from mild to moderate to the point of requiring hospitalization and then does not go from moderate to severe, requiring to go to the ICU. And not letting the patient get to the most severe stage of white lung is the goal of treatment. However, conversations with people in the hospital spread online show how many unknown origin virus strains are mixed. Many strange symptoms have appeared, as many young and middle-aged people present with white lungs. As a result, the outside world questioned whether the CCP was hiding a new mutated COVID virus.
Chinese President Xi Jinping says that China aims to strengthen strategic cooperation with Russia to benefit the people of both countries. He made the comment on Friday during a video conference with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin. Xi noticed that bilateral trade between the two countries hit a new high in the first 11 months of the year. He stressed that the two countries should use the existing mechanism to push forward cooperation in areas including the economy, energy and agriculture. He added that the two sides should also deepen people-to-people exchanges and ensure the successful implementation of the Year of Sports Exchanges. Xi expressed that under China's optimized COVID prevention and control measures, the country is willing to cooperate with different nations, including Russia, to resume personnel exchanges. President Xi stressed that the world is again at the crossroads of history, and China is willing to work with other countries to fight against unilateralism, trade protectionism, and bullying. For his part, Vladimir Putin said Russia congratulates China on its remarkable development achievements under the leadership of President Xi. He noticed that Russia is ready to strengthen cooperation with China in various fields and make constructive efforts to establish a more just and reasonable international order. The two heads of state also exchanged views on the Russia-Ukraine crisis. Xi emphasized that China appreciates that Russia never refused to resolve the problem through diplomatic talks, adding that China
从1月1号起，那从中国来的航班。
台湾中央疫情指挥中心公布，明年1月从中国入境台湾的旅客要全面进行唾液 PCR 采检。指挥官王必胜表示，根据研究分析，鼻腔筛检和唾液筛检结果是差不多的。
其实，因为我们现在1月1号开始要做这个唾筛，那有 PCR 的检体，那我们就会知道这些它的这个基因定序，知道它是什么样哪一种的这个变异株。这些大概都会很确实的知道。好，那我们比较担心的是，更新的变异株。
台湾严防边境，提高监测强度。虽然台湾民众多数已经打过疫苗或确诊后产生抗体，但最担心的是在中国民众大量染疫情况下，产生新型变异株的传播。
这个日本疫情现在在第8波，为什么我们知道它是在第8波呢？因为它都有数字公布。对于这一些国家的疫情我们有一些了解在那在中国的部分，我想它这是第1波。那从他们的官方的数字，我们得不到这个讯息，那当然也得不到这个变异株的讯息。我们比较担心的是这个变异株。
加强检疫专案仅针对中国直航到台湾的航班，对于民众可能从港澳转机到台湾。王必胜认为，香港疫情发展和中国不同，会在边境观察之后，考虑是否加强管制。新唐亚太电视林家伟、曾新敏整理报道。